hello. I'll say first of all that I'm an oddball here. I am not, strictly speaking, faculty in the philosophy department. My job is at EKU is to be the online learning manager, which means that I am the master of Blackboard, the guru, the god of Blackboard at EKU. But here's my tale. I wanted to be a chemist since high school. I loved everything in science from 4th grade on, but chemistry really turned me on. In college, I was a chemistry major with minors in philosophy, German, and math. I have always been very happy with the way I blended philosophy with my science classes. I spent 1 year in graduate school in chemistry, and I learned that I was not cut out to be a laboratory scientist. So I turned to my philosophical interests with a strong religious flavor and went to Asbury Seminary in Wilmore, Kentucky, studying a lot about philosophy and the Christian faith. When I finished that work, I became the first student accepted into the new doctoral program for philosophy at the University of Kentucky. I was thrilled by their promotion of the possibility to do what they called interdisciplinary philosophy, where I hoped to combine my love of chemistry and philosophy. When I started my graduate work at UK, I had a teaching assistantship in chemistry, where my wife was also a graduate student. A year later, I had my teaching assistantship in philosophy, working with several sections of baby logic. Unfortunately for me, the philosophy faculty at that time had very little respect for my ideas to blend chemistry and philosophy. My research proposals were rejected quickly with the smirk, "That's not philosophical." I continued to pursue what they called academic philosophy, and I'm very glad I did. I especially enjoyed studying philosophy of science, Hegel's Science of Logic, and a course named Language, Thought, and Reality. I wound up writing a dissertation in the sociology of scientific knowledge, exploring the possibilities to connect the real-world research strategies and the ethnography of the laboratories to the structure of the knowledge that they produce and publish. It took me the full 12 years to complete that degree. I was teaching part-time at UK. We moved to Berea when my wife got a job teaching chemistry at Berea College. And one day in May 1987, I got off the road to follow the signs to Eastern Kentucky University, where it turned out the philosophy department had an opening for part-time teaching. And so my career at EKU began. I have been teaching sections of beginning philosophy and beginning ethics ever since. The department never lets me get beyond the beginners. I was the very first instructor in the department to use email with my beginning philosophy students over 30 years ago. And my interests in the internet eventually earned me my position as the manager of the Blackboard system. So I fell into philosophy through chemistry, and I fell into the internet through philosophy, how it goes. My interests in philosophy continue to combine science, religion, ethics, language, and technology. Some of my favorite philosophers are Socrates, Wittgenstein, Kierkegaard, Karl Popper, and Thomas Kuhn. I will confess that I hardly ever read genuine philosophy journals. I really do enjoy reading the Facebook posts and blog entries of my friend Mike Austin. My own online life shows up primarily in my own necktie blog, where I show photos of my daily ties and explain their relevance to the current date. And I frequently have a philosophical twist I can throw in. Others here will be telling you how valuable philosophy is to prepare for all sorts of other areas in life. I am an example of the other side, where my career in philosophy and the university had roots in thinking a lot about science. Please, as a student, take all the philosophy courses you can stand, and don't be surprised if it changes your life. And now I'll tell you about my tie that I'm wearing today. Today's tie is full of web addresses and symbols and icons, all sorts of almost not true URLs, but just the symbols and the ideas there. It honors the birthday tomorrow of a man named Vannevar Bush. His dates are 1890 to 1974. And he is the grandfather of hypertext, which stands behind all the links on our web pages. His original design in 1945 was built around an assembly of interconnected microfilm readers with sophisticated cross-referencing. The first computer file linking program was Apple's FileVision in 1984, followed by HyperCard in 1967. The things we use today, hypertext markup language, HTML, and hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, are 30 years old this year. I tend to stick philosophy wherever I can, and sometimes it shows up in odd places.